What's up, everybody? Brad here with the Money Dad channel. How is everybody doing? I hope you are well. I'm doing good, been busy. In this video, I want to give you 3 stocks to buy now. There's 3 different kinds of buys here. I've got one stock for you that's a short squeeze, one that is a chart pattern setup, and the third is going to be based on the fundamentals. The financials of the company look absolutely fantastic, and I think it would be a very good long-term hold. So whatever your flavor is, whatever kind of investment that you like or trade that you like, I got a little bit of everything in this video. So I hope you enjoy it. Stick around for all 3 of them because these are all good, at least trades in my opinion. I think there's one that's good long-term, potentially 2. But they're all good for a short-term trade in my opinion. So stick around and see all of them. Let's jump into them. So the first one I want to talk about is stock ticker RHE. That is Regional Health Properties. This one is the short squeeze play. And I'm going to show you why I think this is going to be a short squeeze play. It's also a good looking chart setup. You had this nice wedge pattern right here that it broke out of. It could be creating another wedge right here that I think we could break out of when the short squeeze occurs. So let me show you why I think this is going to be a short squeeze soon. It's really pretty simple. I'm over at finviz.com now. I use TradingView, by the way, to look at all of my charts. I'll have links below for a TradingView account. If you want one, it's totally free, but if you use my sign-up code, then they throw me some of their TradingView coin things, whatever. It gives me a little kickback. So if you want an account, please use that link. It'll help me out. Anyway, over at FinViz, I go to the screener and then I sort by the short float right here. So anything that has more than 25% of their shares shorted is being shown on my screen right now, and we got 4 pages, so there's a lot of them. It looks like there's a total of 66 stocks in the entire stock market that have more than 25% of their shares being shorted. Okay, so after I've sorted by that, I come over here and click on the ownership tab, and we sort this column right here, the float short, the short float, to see the highest shorts, the highest floats shorted in the entire stock market. Right, that's what we're sorting by. So you can see this is number 1, this Pubmatic stock, and then down here at number 17 is the stock that I'm talking about, RHE. So why did I choose this one as a potential short and not, say number 1? Well, there's a couple of different things that go into it. Number 1 could be a great potential short squeeze very soon, but I also like to look at how many shares there are out there, and RHE, this Regional Health Properties, has very few shares out there on the streets. 1.69 million shares. That's pretty much nothing compared to some of these stocks, right? Like Workhorse, for example, has 122 million shares, right? This stock right here, Nikola, has nearly 400 million shares. Lee has 900 million shares. So this Regional Health Properties, with barely any shares out there, and then 33% of them are shorted, that makes the short squeeze easier to happen when there's not a lot of shares out there, and it makes it a more volatile squeeze, which means it can shoot higher quicker. So there's more profit potential there in the short squeeze. So that is why I like RHE as a potential short squeeze. With short squeezes, you have to be very quick. You have to be paying attention pretty much every day to this trade, because it could get squeezed and it could shoot up 100% in one day and then back down 50% the next day. So you want to be paying attention every day. When you get that huge bump up in price, that's probably when you want to sell to lock in your gains. It never hurts to take profits, takes them off the table when you are in the green. So that's the plan there for me anyway. I'm waiting for a big move up, and then I will probably sell immediately that day. So that's a very short-term play. Okay, on to the second stock, Snap. I made a video about Snap recently. It's on my page. It's this yellow one, right? Snap, stock price targets. And by the way, short little plug here, short plug for short squeezes. The other video right next to it, how to find short squeeze stocks with FinViz screener. That if you want to learn how to do everything on FinViz with the screener that I just talked about, go watch that video as well. It'll go dive a little bit more in detail on the short squeezes if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Anyway, back to Snap. I have a video right here if you want to look at my original price target, what I talked about with this pattern, this chart pattern setup. Basically, we've got a consolidating wedge pattern type right here, right? We've got these peaks right here, descending peaks. So you got a peak right here, a peak right here, a peak right here, right? Creating this trend line. And now we were going to create another peak and then have another wave down, but that didn't happen. We broke through. Okay, so in that video, I said we were going to break through and come back and touch this trend line, bounce off it, and head up. And look, that's exactly what happened. We are heading up, so this is my signal to me to buy. And we target to the upside the size of this channel height right here. I've already measured it. It brings us up to $80. So my price target for Snap right now is $80, currently sitting at $64. So that has a $16 profit potential, right? 64 up to 80 is 16. Some quick hard math there. So it's pretty good, pretty good potential there. It's not going to be, like a short squeeze with RHE where we could make 100% in one day, but we're also not going to lose 50% of our money in one day. So with something like RHE, I want my position to be pretty small, because if we lose 50% in a day, I don't want to lose, half of my entire account, right? That's a very small position of my account. Whereas with Snap, this is a slower mover. It might move 3 or 4 or 5% in a day, and that would be a big day for Snap. So there's less risk involved with that. So I am expecting it to go up to $80 within probably a few weeks. This could take, I guess it could take a month. I really do not expect it to take a month. I would expect maybe a couple weeks on average. You can see, this move right here is probably a 2-week period. So, that's kind of what I'm expecting there. But we'll see. It could take as much as a month, okay? So that's my second one. That is based on the chart pattern, the technicals, right? So the first stock was based on the short squeeze. The second one is based on the technicals. And now the third one is FUTU. Stock ticker FUTU, FUTU Holdings Limited. This is based on the financials. It does have a nice looking chart as well. It's kind of a bull pennant, bull flag type thing going on here. It's not a perfect flag or pennant, but you have this nice flag pole right here, and then you've got this consolidation pattern going on, and we just broke above it, right? And now we're going to touch that trend line and hopefully bounce off and head up. So you do have that bull flag, bull pennant kind of action going on, and that is what caught my eye. But as I looked further into this company, that's not I think the big reason to hold this stock long term is the financials. They look so good. This is a $19 billion company, and look at this revenue and income right here. 2017, they made 40 million bucks revenue, and they were not profitable. 2018, 100 million. Right, that's 250% improvement in revenue, and then they flipped positive in profit, net income, right? 17% profit margin their first year being profitable. That's pretty dang good. 2019, they bump up another 30 million in revenue to 135 million, still in that nice profit margin range of 15%. And then 2020, they explode. Look at this chart. Right? In 2020, they explode up to $426 million in revenue. And look at that profit margin, 40% profit margin. That is monstrous, right? $170 million of net income, pure profit. That is amazing. And it gets even better than that. When we drill down into the quarterlies, look at these quarterlies. They're still growing even inside of the year. Right? This was 2020 right here. Q2, Q3, Q4 of 2020, and now look at quarter one of 2021. It on paper, when you're looking at that in a graph, this 2021 first quarter puts these to shame, right? Makes them look bad. And that was a great year. That was their best year ever. And now quarter one of 2021 looks like it's going to be an even a far better year, right? Look at that profit margin, 52%. Look at the revenue in one quarter, $284 million. If we take a calculator and we multiply that by 4, right? 284 times 4, we're expecting $1.1 billion in revenue after 2020 was $426 million. So you're talking about almost tripling your revenue after you just had your best year ever. I mean, that is just amazing growth for a $19 billion company too. So this company looks absolutely fantastic in the financials, in my opinion. Great, fundamental investment. FUTU, if you want to know what they are, they're a brokerage basically out of Hong Kong. They are an online investment kind of money management bank for investors. They also have a U.S. based company called Moomoo. I think it's just moomoo.com. You can check them out. That is their U.S. version of what they do in Hong Kong. So they have U.S. customers, and they're growing their footprint here. But yeah, I mean, like 19 billion, they still have a ton of room to run here. 19 billion, you 10x, and you're a $200 billion company. That's kind of getting you into the big leagues at that point. But I mean, that's a 10x. You're talking about 1,000% on your money. I don't know when that'll happen, but these financials look absolutely fantastic. So I wouldn't, it's something that I could see happening within a few years. Let's just put it that way. If they keep growing at this rate, right? If we're expecting 1.1 billion in revenue over the next year, what does that mean for what they're going to do 5 years from now if they keep growing at that rate? It's just a fantastic looking financials kind of picture there for FUTU. That's stock ticker FUTU. Okay, so that's what I've got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, got something out of it. One of these stocks really caught your eye, and please do your own research into these. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I kind of gave you 3 different reasons to invest or trade in stocks. One of them is a short squeeze, one of them is a nice chart pattern setup, and the other one is a fundamental investment based on the financials. So all kinds of ways that you can look at investing and trading in stocks. Let me know if you like one of these in particular, if you like all of them. Let me know. I told you at the beginning of the video that I'm already in 2 of them. Actually, I don't think I did say that. I'm in RHE as a short-term play, and I am in Snap. I bought that little bounce. That was my signal to buy. I have not bought FUTU yet. I will be looking to add that into my long-term hold investment portfolio though. Okay, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If you're going to get into one of these, let me know. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button. Come along for the ride. I do stock chart pattern videos mostly using TradingView. I'm getting a little bit into the FinViz as well, and having fun with it. So hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.